Advocate for yourself. Remember, it's your life. And it's a simple blood test. Get it done.
Day 1, diagnosis day. The hardest day. The day you hear,
I'm sorry, this is a type of blood cancer.
But day 1 is just one day. At the Leukemia and Lymphoma Society, we are here to help you move past day 1.
On day 45, I discovered an online community who shared great tips for in-treatment care.
I missed a lot of school during treatment, and LLS helped me keep up.
We are here for you. We exist for everyone fighting leukemia, lymphoma, myeloma, and other types of blood cancer.
On day 185, LLS helped me file my insurance claims properly.
Day 5,840 and counting, and I'm still in remission.
To learn more and get help on day 1, day 2, day 983, or any day, please visit LLS.org or call 1-800-955-4572. That's LLS.org, 1-800-955-4572.
Listen to the man who tells you exactly how he sees it. The Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris every weekday from 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. on 101.7 FM, 1510 AM WGKB Waukesha and W269DL Milwaukee, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of judgment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 101.7 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. All right, so today, my topic, is a little sensitive. And I have to put out a disclaimer that is not meant to be disrespectful. It is not meant to criticize. It is not meant to badger or embarrass. But it's something that's in the news. It's something that's in the black community. And I think it's something that Truth Nation or any nation should address. So, but I want to start out with the question. Is the future of Black Greek life, fraternities and sororities, coming to an end? And if you want to help me explore that question, 833-212-1017, is it coming to an end? There are things that happen in recent days with a particular fraternity that we'll talk about later. It's happened with all of them. If memory serves me, I believe it may not have. And it's happened with many of the sororities. But at this juncture, I don't really want to go down that road. I want to go down the road of some of the things the black community has benefited from regarding Black Greek letter organizations. Now we call them, this microphone's bothering me, we call them the Divine Nine. 5 black fraternities, 4 sororities. No, I'm not going to name them all because I'm going to talk about one in particular. As you know, my disclaimer, in addition to that, is that I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. And Black Greek letter organizations are, I believe, the lifeblood of black middle class and upper class. To join a Black Greek letter organization is the equivalency of joining Augusta National Golf Club, whatever it's called, down in Georgia 50 years ago when it was all white. They didn't even let black and Jewish people in, or Asians, or anybody that wasn't white, really. Because your 6 degrees of separation became 1. And when I talk about 6 degrees of separation, for those of you that don't understand, that means that any given person is believed to be 6 people away from getting anything they need or want. In other words, you who knows somebody 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 who can get it for you. Some people's 6 degrees of separation might be 2 or 3. And in Black Greek letter organizations, the fact that you joined literally puts your 6 degrees of separation at about 3 just because you're in the organization. From there, as you grow through the fraternity, become active in a fraternity, or sorority, organization, you start to know other people, get to know other people, build on your reputation, your character, and your 2 degrees of separation after 3 can actually become 1. Where when you need something, you can pick up the phone and call one person and it's done. And that's the power that Black Greek letter organizations bring. There's an expectation that when you've gone through the process to become a member, you understand that after that, there are a lot of things in life that will not slow you down, may make you pause, but never stop, and that you're always moving onward and you're always moving upward. Yes, there are people in the world, and we'll talk about that later, that have denounced Black Greek letter organizations for whatever reason. They have issues with vows, they have issues with whatever, which is fine. And if you want to argue that, I'm game. 833-212-1017 is the number. But one of the things we have to start to look at is the relevance in today's America. People have started and talked about that DEI is dead. Well, if there's anything that operated on merit, Black Greek letter organizations did. Sometimes legacy, but the merit then came through your parent. So no matter what, or your sister or whatever. But in the end, it means something. And so we can talk about DEI and all that stuff, but in the end, the civil rights movement would not have come to fruition without Black Greek letter organizations. The Ralph Abernathy's of Kappa Alpha Psi, the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King's of Alpha Phi Alpha. And long before anybody thought about that, the Carter G. Woodsons of Omega Psi Phi, who started ASALH, American Association of African American History and Life and History. So there are sconched in late 1800s through today the leadership of major mainline organizations, corporations, hedge funds, all sorts of things. Black Greek letter organizations have had a profound footprint, even here in the city of Milwaukee. Judge Parrish, who was a member of Omega Psi Phi. We've had women who were members of Delta Sigma Theta and Sigma Gamma Rho and Zeta Phi Beta. There have been, and Alpha Kappa Alpha, all have done phenomenal things for the Black community. But there's also the negative part. There's also the part where we have to start to take ownership for things that have occurred. And as a Black Greek letter organization as a whole, in terms of totality, we have. There used to be instances where you had to pledge your heart, your mind. Some people believed your soul to an organization. And I'll give you my opinion on that. I don't disparage anyone who denounces an organization they don't believe they can honestly hold for whatever reason. I just have an issue with how they flaunt it and think that they've fallen into something that they haven't. There are voices today where they don't really understand or know what Black Greek life is about. So I want to discuss it today. And if you want to share, 833-212-1017, the positives or the negatives, something you tried to do. And so many times people dismiss people who say they tried to join an organization and didn't make it. And they say if they say something negative about it, it's because they didn't make it. When in fact, that's probably not true. Otherwise, they wouldn't have tried. You know, things like that. Just your honest thoughts. Because I'm going to tell you mine. And there was an incident the other day that we're going to discuss, along with, is this incident one of the death knells for Black Greek letter organizations? In other words, is the juice worth the squeeze? Is what you're getting out worth what you're putting in? There are some things that are unconscionable. There are some things that are unacceptable. And then there's some things that are unneeded. And does the good outweigh the bad? If there's one thing the Black community is really good at, it's living off its history. The question is, who's creating history today for tomorrow? Because if what we're seeing today is going to create history for tomorrow, it's not looking good. And I don't speak for any fraternity or any sorority or any organization. I am speaking as an individual who has a press pass for Good Karma Brands, who does news analysis, and this incident is in the news. And I battled and called and spoke to people about should I talk about it? Because I don't want to sound disingenuous and I don't want to sound like I'm bashing or an alpha is taking advantage of another organization. But it's in the news. It's in the public sphere. And so we'll talk about that. 833-212-1017 is the number. My question to you, you can hit me on the talk and text line, or you can give me a call. You can stream and watch us on YouTube and at 1017thetruth.com. Make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss a minute of a live show like now with the question, is the future of Black Greek life coming to an end?
And that is Dr. Ken's Truth on the new 1017 The Truth. Truth Nation, it's that time of year again for the Tory Low Community Cleanup. Mark your calendars for Saturday, April 12th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. as we will be cleaning up the city of Milwaukee. Also, to show our appreciation, everyone who joins gets a free lunch provided by Cousins Subs. Again, that is the Tory Low Community Cleanup on Saturday, April 12th from 8 a.m. to 12 p.m. Bring the whole family to clean up our city. The Tory Low Community Cleanup is presented by 1MKE and sponsored by Cousins Subs.
With major changes coming out of Washington, our Wisconsin Supreme Court could be the last line of defense for our rights. The ACLU Voter Education Fund does not endorse or oppose candidates, but wants you to cast an informed vote in the Wisconsin Supreme Court election. So where do the candidates land on issues like abortion? Here are the facts. Brad Schimmel stated he supports banning abortion. Susan Crawford supports access to reproductive health care and successfully protected abortion rights while representing Planned Parenthood in Wisconsin. On April 1st, Wisconsin voters will make a critical decision about the future of abortion in our state. To learn more about the Wisconsin Supreme Court candidates, visit aclu.org/WI2025. Paid for by ACLU Voter Education Fund, 212-549-2500. Not authorized by any candidate or candidate's agent or committee.
ACLU Voter Education Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Hey everybody, it's Melanie Ricks. You all know I love supporting a local team. That's why I'm excited to tell you about UW Credit Union. They've been serving Wisconsin for over 90 years. And when I was in school, they helped me learn how to plan for my future and make my money grow. Even now, they're still always there for me when I have questions, and they'll be there for you too. So stop by any of their 13 Milwaukee area branches or visit uwcu.org to become a UW Credit Union member today, like me. Federally insured by NCUA.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
From my family and myself, I would like to say thank you to Gruber Law Offices for taking such good care of us.
I would say thank you because you were so human and so much of a friend during the whole process.
I'm super grateful for them representing me and doing all that they did for me.
I would just say thank you for making me feel better.
That's why I'm here, to say thank you, thank you, thank you.
Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The blackness, keep on.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. So my question, 833-212-1017 is the number. Is the future of Black Greek life coming to an end? So for those of you that don't know, there was a fraternity of which there's a local chapter. I'm not bashing or anything. It's in the news. Omega Psi Phi fraternity there was an incident at Southern University in Baton Rouge. If I remember, if that was the actual chapter. But let me not do this. Let me just go. That's what I said, Omega Psi Phi. same thing. So, no, I was just helping somebody that it's Omega Psi Phi fraternity, and somebody was telling me, oh, it's the Q. Yeah, I was told that was the Qs. Like they have a moniker, like all of them do, and Q Omega, Anyway. So, and let me also say this: I'm a member of Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated. I know a good number of very good men in Omega Psi Phi fraternity. And this is a conversation about Black Greek life. It's a conversation about where is the future of Black Greek life going. So, Baton Rouge, Louisiana, the death of Caleb Wilson, Southern University. So let me start with the latest. Basically, there was a person who was in the membership process for Omega Psi Phi fraternity, and they died. And so now there's investigation. From HBCU game day from one day ago, new details are emerging from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Can't say that word. In the wake of the death of Caleb Wilson of Southern University while attempting to pledge, and pledging is outlawed. They don't do pledging anymore. It's membership intake. I believe for all of them. Now, I'm not speaking for any organizations. I'm speaking from my experience. Omega Psi Phi fraternity chapter at the HBCU, Southern University. Wilson was pronounced dead on February 27th after being taken to Baton Rouge General Hospital. He was 20 years old and a member of the Southern University Human Jukebox Marching Band. That story was initially told to authorities. Well, the story that was initially told that he collapsed at a local park before being taken to the hospital. A new report by WAFB's Chris Nakamoto cites sources that claim he collapsed after being punched in the chest at a warehouse in Baton Rouge. Caleb Wilson, according to the source, was one of 9 what they call pledges who were forced to take the hits. Wilson reportedly collapsed and had a seizure after being struck. The source says the Omega Psi Phi fraternity brothers got together after taking Wilson to the hospital and concocted the story of him collapsing in the park, as none of the pledging rituals were done in the park. Wilson's family released a statement. I won't go into it. The particular chapter, Beta Sigma chapter of Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated, was founded at Southern University in 1937. They'll be holding a vigil for him today. There was talk around this throughout the last couple days. And everyone's pontificating about how terrible it was, and it was. It is terrible. It's heartbreaking for the family. It's devastating for the family and the fraternity. This is not one you can take sides on. Here's why I say this. All of the information is not out. Yes, it was reported that they made up a story. Yes, it was. But while we understand that, we need to also understand that not all of the information has been released. So before you start forming opinions about something with partial information about an organization that you may or may not like, wait till it's all in. If there's a trial or a civil trial, wait till it goes through. I can put on a Black Greek letter organization member hat. I can put on a father hat, even though I don't have a son, I have daughters. And I can put on the cop hat. I'm looking at it from each one of those points of view. But let me read this from Instagram and Watch the Yard. February 28th, 2025. This is from International Headquarters, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. It is with profound sorrow that we extend our condolences on the passing of Caleb Wilson. His loss is deeply felt, and our hearts go out to his family, friends, and all who were touched by him. Caleb was more than a beloved son, grandson, brother, nephew, and cousin. He was a scholar, an exceptional member of the Southern University Marching Band, and a passionate and dedicated leader in student life. We have been informed that the local authorities have launched an investigation into this tragic incident, and we fully support their efforts to seek the truth. Currently, our foremost priority is standing in unwavering support of Caleb's family. We have extended ourselves to them and are ready to assist in any way possible during this difficult time. We recognize that many of you have questions, and we are actively working to gather accurate information. In the meantime, we ask for your patience, your prayers, and solidarity as we honor Caleb's memory and support those grieving his loss. And it's signed Ricky L. Lewis, Grand Basileus, which is the national president, Omega Psi Phi Fraternity Incorporated. Now, I've heard people scream and holler, oh, they're just trying to cover themselves and all that. Well, any organization would. So it would be ridiculous. If you got in trouble with the law, or you got in trouble or blamed for something and might get sued, you would do that too. But since I am no way connected to this story or the organization, I'm not going to pontificate about what I think did and did not happen. And yet, there are a lot of things that we don't know. There have been no autopsies as of yet, as far as I know. I'm sure the information will come out. There's a process you go through. And I'm speaking in general because I remember in general when the group that represents all of the Divine Nine came together and decided pledging was over and that there's a membership intake process that you have to go through, not pledging. Now, is every organization perfect? Absolutely not. Things like this or approaching this may happen. It's unfortunate when they do. There are risk management things that people do. So there's some things in place, but what you have to take into account is that when people do things on their own, they're going to be held accountable outside the rule of law. And when you go outside organizational bounds, outside organizational risk management bounds, outside of the law, there may be consequences. But because we have a general statement about what happened, it's important for us to take the time to slow down and wait for the information to come through legal channels. But that's usually not what we do. So while people are online going back and forth and it's terrible and screaming and hollering and blaming, we need to take a step back and look at it in its totality, in its entire broad sense of information that we already know. The thing is, we can't make comments or decisions or inferences on limited information. There are some processes that go in when you're joining organizations that have to do with risk management, have to do with processes. Also, and I have no idea what Omega Psi Phi fraternity's process is. None. But also you have to look at the fact that who might be culpable? Because you still have to look at all involved. Unfortunately, that includes actions by Caleb Wilson. Things that were done prior. Decisions that were made. Forms that were signed. Affidavits that were, like there's so much stuff that's going to go into this that I would ask that you not bash Omega Psi Phi, or if it was Alpha Phi Alpha, my fraternity. that you would not bash them, but actually let the people who are working seek truth, not fact. Because the fact is, unfortunately, Caleb Wilson died. That's fact. But what's the truth that the fact fits into? Where it fits dictates the strength. So if anyone was told, let me give a hypothetical. If someone was told, don't do that. When you're doing the treadmill, you can't do that. You have to attach, right? You ever ride on a treadmill and you have that little button thing that you got attached to your hip, right? To your belt, and it's attached to the treadmill, right? Because if you've ever fallen on a treadmill while it was rolling and it didn't stop, whoo, road rash. And it doesn't stop. At least if you were on the ground and you fell out of a car and got road rash, you start rolling. If you fall on top of a treadmill and you don't get off, it's going to either throw you off or it's going to smoke you until you get up and move. So you have this little piece of string attached to a key that punches in, and you clip it to your belt. So God forbid, like everyone who I know has ever ridden a treadmill, slipped, the key comes out and the treadmill stops running. But if I told you, hey, I need you to sign this form. What's this form? It's a form that says every time you ride the treadmill, yes, you will make sure the key is plugged into the treadmill and make sure the clip with the string is attached to your waist. You say, okay, I'm going to do it. And then somebody comes to you and says, hey, dude, yeah, real men, real women, or do that, don't put that on. If you want to be accepted by everybody else in the world, you run on the treadmill. And if you think about it, instead of putting shoes on, you should put socks on so it's a little slippery. And then run like that. And if you make it, more people will respect you. And you're young and you're impulsive and I'm not saying anybody is this. I'm just making this story up. You're young and you're impulsive. Probably talking about myself. And you want to be, accepted. You're a people pleaser. I don't know. So you take it off. And so you go running. And while you're running, it goes faster. And you keep running, and it goes faster, and then you slip and fall. First you bang your knee, then you break your hip, then your head hits one of the metal bars that's holding up that little electronic thing where you push all the bing, and you got a brain bleed. And now you're unconscious. And so you get mad at the manufacturer. Well, the manufacturer should never have done this like this. It's terrible. We're going to sue the manufacturer. Who let you in the club to get on this? Nobody was watching you? But you got on yourself. And you took the socks off yourself. I'm sorry, you took shoes off yourself. And you were running in just socks where it was really slippery. And then on top of that, you signed a form that said, hey, if anything happens to me, yeah. Or if they tell me to do this, yeah. Or they tell me to do that, like take off my shoes or not wear the clip that's attached to the key by a string and the key isn't in the treadmill, that I won't do that. I will always wear it. But then you didn't. And so whose fault is that? Where does fault lie? At the organization that said, hey, you got to sign this? Or does it lie at the feet of the person who signed it and then disregarded it? Because civil law is a beast. And it doesn't always work out that way when the 50.1% that you need to win is on the other side. So there's not enough information. There's not enough things that are coming out. And yes, let me say publicly, Alpha Phi Alpha Fraternity Incorporated have had deaths of people who have been joining the organization. Talking Text Line says, when you're a 20-year-old, when you say a 20-year-old is dead and a group of others have already been caught lying, the public and the family and public will think they're responsible. If they are not based on evidence, the autopsy will say so. No. See, again, you're working in too many absolutes. It's a totality of the information, not if this, that, and if that, this, and then you get to dismiss all that. You have to look at the fact that you're 20 years old, the fact of the group, risk management, things, they lied. But guess what? Today, if you got caught in a lie, cold, dead bang, you'd probably lie too, initially. Cops do it in internal investigations. Firefighters do it in internal investigations. We lie to spouses. We lie to kids. We lie to friends. Even when we're under oath. That's why it was always my habit of always asking, hey, this is your statement. This is everything you said. Is there anything you wish to change? So listen to what I'm saying. Right now, today, 35 minutes after the hour, every single thing you told me since the theme went off at 4 o'clock, at the top of the hour, and I started talking, and you were answering questions. Everything you said, everything. You can negate it right now if you need to and tell me what actually happened. If you change anything, if you flip your entire story, that is completely up to you. It will not be held against you. But once I'm done, close the interview and sign my name to the report, and then later you lied, you're done. I have never not had a person add information to the story that made it truthful. I've had people say, nope, I don't want to add anything, and blatantly lied. And they got caught. Let the process follow through, but give others what you would want to have yourself. But don't think it's cut and dry. Oh, they lied, so it wipes out everything. No. When you're young and you're in college and you're impressionable and you do dumb stuff, guess what? When people ask you a question, yep, you lie. Adults do it too. Let's stop. But you shouldn't be giving anybody the side eye. You shouldn't be screaming and hollering and complaining that, well, I disagree. You shouldn't have talked about it. You know, I know I'm going to get some pushback, but it's part of the news. And addressing it will help people understand how to get through it, but to understand one instance does not erase over 100 years of power, of prestige, of respect, of dignity, of work that has helped build not only Black America or the Black diaspora throughout the world, but Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Let's let everything unfold on their own time. Give them the benefit of the doubt. And I know that can be difficult. I know it'll be troublesome. But, you know, there's this thing in the Black community that we seem to be lacking recently that we really need to start to give to people once again. I say, let's start here. It's called respect. And now with traffic, here is Debbie Lazica.
Well, we have the right lane blocked on northbound 43 right about at Mequon Road. Some debris in the roadway. Can't quite see what it is. I think it might be a barrel, but just be careful heading through there. Otherwise, northbound 43 slow out of the Marquette all the way up to Keefe. Southbound slow from Keefe all the way down through the Marquette and over the high-rise bridge. Back on the brakes from Lapham to the KK River crossing. Westbound 94 riders watch for delays from 25th Street all the way to Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm Team forecast. Tonight, snow showers and very windy conditions. Slippery spots with a low of 24. Tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy early with a high of 40. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lahazaga on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Sherwin Hughes from 1017 The Truth for Axe Housing. Are you tired of paying a landlord rent when you should be paying yourself? Do you want to leave a financial legacy, or would you like to have a stable place to call home? Well, it's time for you to start on the path to owning your own home instead of renting. You can work with an Axe Housing coach, and they will teach you how home ownership can be a reality. Axe Housing has helped over 4,000 families in our neighborhoods. Many times your mortgage will be a lot less than what you're paying for rent. As an average Axe family who has been helped pays around $900 per month. No matter what barriers you think you're facing, Axe Housing coaches can assist you right now. An Axe Housing coach will help you create and stick to a plan and a budget and get you ready for home ownership. If you're not dreaming of home ownership by now, you certainly should be. Let's make it a reality with Axe Housing. Get started on a virtual orientation by clicking on axhousing.org. That is ACTShousing.org. Don't let where you are financially right now get in the way of your very bright future of becoming a homeowner. Axe coaches are here to help.
This is your Versity Blood Center of Wisconsin Community Impact Moment on 101.7 The Truth.
I want you to really stress the importance of having an ethnically diverse blood supply. But I guess, what do you say to people that, for whatever reason, are apprehensive about giving blood?
It's not by accident that we are building this fixed donation site right in the heart of this Halyard Park, Harambe neighborhood. And to your point, our black and brown donors, it probably represents the smallest demographic in our donor base. That's attributed to multiple reasons. For those of us that understand the history, there is a lot of underlying mistrust of the healthcare system. And quite frankly, there's already challenges with how busy people are, how accessible they are to even know where to go to donate blood. And let's face it, a lot of folks are scared of needles, right? But when they get through all of that, the importance, I think, is a heavier burden on our black and brown communities, because there are a lot of different blood diseases that require what I'll call more of a match in blood that only comes from people of similar ethnicities. Something that's specific to our black donors and patients is something that I think your listeners are very familiar with: sickle cell disease. The only therapy that get them through their day-to-day life is blood transfusions. And it's not just a what I'll call average or normal blood type or blood transfusion. It's actually a specific blood with a specific type called RO blood. And this RO blood typically only comes from people of African descent and Hispanic descent. And so that's why it's so important that our donor base is diverse, so that it helps our ethnically diverse patient population.
To make an impact by donating blood in your community, visit versity.org today.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 101.7 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. The Milwaukee Bucks returned to action on Tuesday night and kept their winning ways intact as they knocked off the Hawks in Atlanta, 127-121.
Defense got back. Now he leaves it for Giannis. What a pass and a dunk. What a pass from Kyle Kuzma.
Giannis led the way with 26, and with that win, the Bucks improving to 35-25 on their season. Next up is Dallas tonight. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. at Pfizer Forum. Over to the NFL, where the Green Bay Packers have signed kicker Brandon McManus to a 3-year deal. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, that is a $15.3 million deal. And lastly, we'll head over to college hoops as the 12th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers are in Minnesota tonight. Tip-off set for 7:30, as is the 20th-ranked Marquette Golden Eagles. They'll face UConn on the road. Tip-off for that game, 7:30 as well. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. The award-winning 1017 The Truth. Yeah, I just said that. Is the proud home of Milwaukee Panthers basketball. Horizon League Conference tournament has arrived, and it is win or go home. Tomorrow night. Yep, today is the 5th. Tomorrow night, the Milwaukee Panthers return home as they host the Oakland University Golden Grizzlies. Scott Warres, that guy, has the coverage tomorrow at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off is set for 7 o'clock, so you're going to get an hour of the Tori Lowe Show, and then you're going to get Panther basketball. So make sure you hang out and make sure you check it out. Also calling on all Black-owned business owners and entrepreneurs. Are you looking to share your story and grow your reach? We've teamed up with Associated Bank for our Black Business Give Back each quarter. 4 lucky business owners will win an opportunity to spotlight their brand and journey on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. To sign up for your business spotlight interviews, visit blackbusinessgiveback.com. That's blackbusinessgiveback.com. Let's rebuild our community's backbone through exposure right here on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. For official rules, head to blackbusinessgiveback.com. Associated Bank member FDIC. Did I get it? No. Okay. I was trying to time it. 833-212-1017 is the number. So before the break, we were talking about Omega Sci-Fi, and we'll keep every part of it in our prayers. How's that? Can we do that? Talking text line, more than one person has died and many more have been injured by black and white hazing. Respect would equal a better process to join. Well, first of all, I have to find out whether or not the person who wrote this is in a Black Greek letter organization. Clearly, you don't understand or know what you're talking about because you said something like a better process to join. A better process to join doesn't stop people from acting unilaterally and doing whatever it is they want to do. And when you do that, whether or not you're representing, and I'm not a lawyer, so whether or not you're representing an organization or whether or not you're representing, is in the weeds. But to say that you know what the issue is and it's about joining makes no sense to me. That's a reflection to me that somebody who's never been through a process understands and knows what they're talking about. I mean, they have assumptions. They probably watch the movie like Burning Sands or something, or they watch School Days with Spike Lee and they think they know what's going on, but they really don't. They really don't. Unless you've gone through it and unless you've experienced joining a Black Greek letter organization, fraternity, or sorority in whatever time of history you did, you have no idea. And there's some things like tribal knowledge that occurs in Black Greek letter organizations that people outside those organizations are clueless. They said a better process would take you away. You have no way of knowing that. Away from the abuses that we are well known, I'm assuming you were saying are well known for. But you have no idea what you're talking about. So if other processes or this process was bad, other people have made it through. So was it a good process or a bad process that people made it through? Or like you have no way of knowing because you weren't in the process. Are you in a fraternity? Or sorority? I mean, honestly, you're on the talking text line, sometimes we get keyboard warriors who decide they want to, they tough. But that doesn't mean anything. The bottom line is you don't know if you're not in it. So, but again, people think they understand and know based on their experience what somebody else went through or what's needed for somebody else. And they have no idea. They have no clue whatsoever. None. It's like the people that quit fraternities and sororities. Well, I'm going to denounce and, you use a religious reason. I'm a Christian and I don't do this and I don't do that. And many times it's almost they try to make you feel bad for staying in. Or something's wrong with you. Or I think there's, it's demonic and I've heard it does this. And I'm like, I don't know what you joined. But if you joined something and that's what you joined, I don't know if you joined the same organization. But I can respect that. What I ask people who denounce their membership in Black Greek letter organizations is don't trash us. And that's the problem I have. You go on YouTube or you go on Insta and you start talking trash and you don't want any rebuttal. Then you get mad when people jack you. You get mad when people challenge what you say. Talking text on, do you think Shaq or Michael Jordan had to pledge to become Qs? You mean a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity? Well, I don't know because I'm not a member of Omega Psi Phi fraternity. So I would not question whether or not they had to. That's I don't know. I do believe Michael Jordan pledged undergrad. But I digress. Somebody says, sometimes you can be 1 degree of separation many times over to understand. I don't even understand what that means. There are certain things about organizations that are consistent with every single member. And you won't understand that if you're not in one. It drives me crazy when I see people complain. Well, it doesn't drive me crazy, it's figure of speech. When they complain about, I don't want to be in this organization anymore. Well, then just quit. Just like you joined and didn't tell anybody, quit. You're not saving anybody. You've got no heaven to send anybody to or hell to put them in. So you pontificating about everybody else's this or that, Let me go to break before I say something I shouldn't say.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is Sherwin Hughes from The Truth with Sherwin Hughes. And Truth Nation, you can now watch my show live on YouTube every day from 9 a.m. until noon. Yep, you can get 3 full hours of watching Sherwin doing his thing streaming live on YouTube Monday through Friday. You'll get the same insightful conversations about policy, politics, and lifestyle while also seeing my reaction to the unpredictability of our listeners. So go to YouTube right now, subscribe to 1017 The Truth, and see this wonderful smile live every day.
With major changes coming out of Washington, our Wisconsin Supreme Court could be the last line of defense for our rights. The ACLU Voter Education Fund does not endorse or oppose candidates, but wants you to cast an informed vote in the Wisconsin Supreme Court election. So where do the candidates land on issues like abortion? Here are the facts. Brad Schimmel stated he supports banning abortion. Susan Crawford supports access to reproductive health care and successfully protected abortion rights while representing Planned Parenthood in Wisconsin. On April 1st, Wisconsin voters will make a critical decision about the future of abortion in our state. To learn more about the Wisconsin Supreme Court candidates, visit aclu.org/WI2025. Paid for by ACLU Voter Education Fund, 212-549-2500. Not authorized by any candidate or candidate's agent or committee.
ACLU Voter Education Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
After a crash with a semi-truck, everything can change instantly. At Gruber Law Offices, we have the knowledge and experience to make sure you're protected. And we're here to help whenever you need us. Gruber Law Offices. One call, that's all.
When you're high, you feel different. Pretty obvious, right? You think different, talk different, but if you feel different, you drive different. So if you're high, just don't drive. Brought to you by NHTSA and the Ad Council.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. I don't understand what you mean by never met. For my many friends, Talking Tech Line says, my many friends and relatives who are involved in fraternities and sororities for generations as my sources of information, I witnessed them work towards process improving. But you didn't. I'm just 1 degree of separation from your current topic. Well, actually, you're not, because you're not a member. But I don't. Okay, I get it. I watched you play baseball, so I feel like I understand it, even though I've never played it. Okay. Though it's been 3 years since Will Smith famously slapped Chris Rock at the 2022 Oscars, it's clear the shock is still on he and his brother Tony Rock's minds, and they're both speaking about it. And so your boy has forgiven that other dude whose name I don't say. And none of his movies will I ever watch again. But his brother ain't feeling it. They also got a story on TheRoot.com about Jada Pinkett Smith's addresses Chris Rock's selective outrage. I remember my feelings being so hurt. Girl, stop. Girl, stop. Hey, Dr. Kid, you got a big head and your forehead is really huge. And you look bald. And you look like you have a receding head. Oh, I'm mad somebody said that about me. Oh, my God, they told the truth. Really? So you talk about all this nonsense on your red chair, red table, red whatever show, but now somebody calls you out, and then all of a sudden you get upset? Top 5 at 5, I ain't watching nothing from her either.
This is 1017 The Truth's Kyle Wallace, and I am Milwaukee. I take great pride in being a 414 boy and representing the city that I love. The great memories I have of going to Northtown Cinema to see movies with family and friends, to going to Capitol Court to see the Black Santa Claus, this city has helped shape me into the man that I am today, and I pledge to utilize my voice as a way to advocate for you in our community. Join the home of Milwaukee's realest conversations where you can speak your truth. We are the award-winning 1017 The Truth. Milwaukee Black Talk.
The pulse of the Milwaukee Bucks, straight from a Bucks legend.
Can't get it off. Marcus Johnson will, though. Can't leave him alone for a 12.
Tap into Here District with Marcus Johnson on Bucks Plus. Marcus and his son Chris offer a weekly beat on Bucks basketball. Get your questions answered and hear from the biggest names in basketball. Find Here District with Marcus Johnson at bucks.com/plus on the Bucks app or wherever you get your podcasts.
When a parent sees their child smile, they see hope. Aleem hoped that his son Rajib would have an easier life than he had. You see, Rajib, just like his father, was born with a cleft. But as a fisherman in a small village in Indonesia, the cost of surgery was out of reach. Their lives were transformed thanks to Smile Train, which sponsors free, life-changing cleft surgeries and other essential treatments. Rajib's surgery marked Smile Train's 2 millionth, and incredibly, Aleem's was the 2 million and first. Now, their smiles are a symbol of hope for children with clefts all over the world. 540 babies are born with a cleft each day, but through Smile Train, millions of lives have been changed. To learn more and support the global cleft community, visit smiletrain.org/learn. Smile Train, changing the world one smile at a time.
Calling all big thinkers. The world's climate is changing. These aren't new facts, but it means we must think in new ways about how we can live, prosper, and provide energy for our world while protecting our planet. Engineers are answering the call to create cleaner, safer, reliable energy. Solar power, harnessing the power of the sun to light all corners of the globe. Wind power, channeling a simple breeze to bring electricity to our homes. Hydropower, using the natural flow of water to generate electricity. Nuclear power, engineering advanced reactors that are safer, more reliable, and produce zero carbon emissions. Engineers are leading the way and empowering the next generation. Engineers answer the call. Brought to you by the National Academy of Engineering. Learn more at nae.edu.
All of your favorite 1017 The Truth content whenever you want. The Truth app has it all. The Truth is on 1017 and 1510 WGKB Waukesha, a locally owned Good Karma brand station. Bringing you his authentic perspectives on important topics.
They live in suburbs together. They live in the city together. They hang out together, all in the same family. We're the only idiots that fight because we want our voice to only be on one side. Like, does that even make any sense? And when the side loses, you lose everything. They, on the other hand, have a voice no matter what because somebody that looks like them is always in control.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point.
Well, it's just a skewed system.
Of course it is.
It's a lot of adjustment.
But answer my question, though. Should we let people go? Should we let people go? Like, let's just forget about bail altogether. And if your neighbor commits a homicide and kills people up, if you kill people and they next to you and you just let them come back and live right next to you, they can live upstairs from you. Let them come in your house.
Frank, candid, and straight to the point. This is the best radio show in the state of Wisconsin. Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth and The Truth app.
Now, he's the mayor of the city of Milwaukee. He's a young man. Give him a chance. I only complain about things that I care about. What I want you to do is pretend like I'm in St. Louis. And all I'm asking the mayor and the Common Council president and the Common Council, show me.
Now, live from the American Family Insurance Studio at the Avenue in the heart of downtown Milwaukee, here is Dr. Ken Harris.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. You started the show talking about Power of One. I have sources with... Sure, you have sources, but you don't have firsthand knowledge. And there's a distinct difference. You know that old saying, Mama may have and Papa may have, but God bless the child that has their own? Yeah, you got to have your own knowledge and your own. Tribal knowledge doesn't cut it in Black Greek life. I don't care what you say. You can talk trash if you want to, but if you didn't go through the process, I got nothing. And some people say that about pledging alumni or grad versus undergrad. I say, I don't really care. And usually the people talking trash, I'm not really accepting anything they say anyway. So, yeah. 833-212-1017. Felix says it sounds like Pop-Off Friday. No, it's not Pop-Off Friday at all. Not at all. I didn't go off and say, oh, my God, it's terrible. I wasn't ranting about anything. I was just making a comment. That's all. And understand it's a tense situation, and I'm saying slow down. Take your time. Let the information come out. Let everything be. And then let the authorities do their job. If there are charges to be preferred or whatever. Wait till the end when all the evidence and all the facts are looked at. Don't just start making it, oh, my God, they did this because, no, you don't know. You just don't know. And it's really tiring when people just make assumptions about things. And see, I was talking like, anyway. And they don't have any idea what they're talking about.
Number 5.
So I tried this week. I tried. Oh, let me preface this by saying I woke up late this morning, and everything I say, everything I do, everywhere I go, I've been late like all day. And it's just like, ugh. I think I'm catching a cold. I got sick from over the weekend, and I'm just not at 100%. Not even close. But I'm in one of those spaces where if something happened or you tick me off, we might get into it. So have to be nice. So that's why it sounds like it's Pop-Off Friday when it's really not Pop-Off Friday. Caledonia police from CBS 58. 15-year-old boy is under arrest after officers found his mother dead inside a home near Howell Road and Dunkalo Road in Franksville. I just drove through Franksville the other day. Officers responded to a home on East White Manor Court at about 10:34 on Tuesday p.m. last night after receiving a report that a juvenile boy had possibly killed his mother. Neighbors who live in the area say the family had a pool in their backyard and children would often play there, which makes the violent death come as a shock. They're devastated. I can't believe it. Officers arrived at the home Tuesday night. They encountered the teenager exiting the front door, where he surrendered without incident. Inside the home, they found an adult woman dead. Police identified her as the suspect's mother. Police say life-saving measures were attempted, but she had already succumbed to her injuries. Police said that a preliminary investigation indicates that she'd been stabbed and sustained blunt force trauma. That was Caledonia. It's just one of those days.
Number 4.
This also from CBS 58. 7, count them, 7 inmates have now died at the troubled Wisconsin maximum security prison. In the oldest prison, less than a year after the then warden and multiple members of his staff were charged with misconduct and felony inmate abuse, the State Department of Corrections offender website notes that 23-year-old Damian Evans died yesterday at Walpond Correctional Institution. The site does not offer any details. A corrections spokesperson didn't immediately return a message. On today, Dodge County Sheriff Dale Schmidt said in an email to the Associated Press that his agency is investigating Evans' death, but he had no information to share. So Wanted to keep you informed on that, but not to be outdone.
Number 3.
This from fox6now.com. The court has ordered a competency hearing examination for Anna Marie Crocker, a former Kenosha County Elementary School staffer accused of sexually assaulting a child. 32-year-old Anna Marie Crocker worked at Riverview Elementary in Silver Lake, and according to the school district's website, she started as a substitute in 2020, became a full-time educational assistant the following year, and the Silver Lake Salem Joint 1 School District Board held a special meeting October 14th, 2024, to announce her termination. Crocker was initially charged first with first-degree child sexual assault under 13, possession of child pornography, and sexual exploitation of a child, filming. She was later charged with 4 additional felonies in the case, including exposing genitals, exposing a child to harmful material, child enticement, and expose children to harmful descriptions. So basically what they ask now is a competency exam has been ordered for her. And here's my question. How? We already know something wrong with her. Do her like you do black people. Convict her and send her to prison. Like, what exactly are we doing? What are we doing? Oh, that's right. My bad. She didn't live in Milwaukee County. Ain't nothing happening to her.
Number 2.
This also from fox6now.com. So the Dodge County Sheriff's Office is searching for an inmate. Her last known address is Green Bay. So what they know is she's an inmate, Dodge County Jail. Court ordered Huber privileges, and on yesterday, Lehman left the facility to go to her place of employment in Horicon. She left early to go to Walgreens in Beaver Dam and was last seen known to be at the Super 8 Motel in Beaver Dam around 3:30 p.m. That was yesterday. She's last seen wearing a heavy gray jacket, blue jeans, white shoes, and a gray knit cap. She was scheduled to return to the Dodge County Jail by 4:45, and they ain't found her yet. If you have any information, contact the Dodge County Sheriff's Office. Non-emergency number at 920-386-3724.
Number 1.
This also from fox6now.com. Shocking coming from Wisconsin. A 48-year-old Brookfield woman is accused of operating a motor vehicle while intoxicated. Number 7. Following an incident on Saturday, March 1st. The accused is Carrie Zamiris, Czamierys. So what they know is that according to the criminal complaint, Brookfield police responded Saturday evening, March 1st, to an address on High Knoll Lane for a report of a possible intoxicated driver who had driven a vehicle into a ditch. Officers got there. They found SUV in the ditch, still running. Officer made contact with the man who indicated the driver was in his backyard. Officer spotted a woman laying down in the yard, covering herself with her hands in what appeared to be an attempt to hide. You know you drunk when you think like an ostrich, right? Did you know that's why ostriches stick their head in the ground? Because when they get scared, they believe if they can't see you, you can't see them. So I guess when you get drunk and you drive a car into a ditch in Brookfield, what do? You just cover up your eyes and, well, they can't see me. I'm going to go invisible. Yeah, that's what a lot of drunk people hope to do. She's covering her face with her hands appeared to be trying to hide. The woman also identified as the defendant from her driver's license. Complaint says that she's admitted to driving the SUV, stated she was backing the vehicle out of a driveway to make room, and on the driveway while talking to the defendant. Well, let me get this. While talking to the defendant, an officer observed and smelled the odor of intoxicants emanating from her breath. In addition, her speech was slurred. She was already unsteady on her feet, the complaint says. And when asked if she had anything to drink prior to the crash, a few Miller Lights. Police asked her if she would consent to standard field sobriety tests or breath tests. She refused to do either, which is a whole other charge. And so based on everything they had seen, officer believed the defendant was impaired, placed her under arrest for OWI. They searched the car, found no weapons, no contraband, searched her purse. They found an unopened Miller Highlight inside. Cash bond was set at $10,000, made her initial appearance at Waukesha County Court this past Monday. So, if you can tell me, 833-212-1017, what was in common for all these stories? You can hit me on the text line. What was the commonality of each and every one of those stories? Because a lot of people will miss it. A lot of people, what do they have in common? What do they all have in common? Besides all being in Wisconsin. All right? 833-212-1017 is the number. Hey, y'all, Gruber's almost here. So we've been entering Truth fans to the Gruber Law Office's 5K giveaway for the last 3 months. And this Friday, March 7th, we finally picked our next One Call That's All $5,000 giveaway winner. So be sure to tune in to Truth with Sherwin Hughes so you don't miss your call. Because if you do, they're just going to go to the next person and the next person until they find the $5,000 winner. Again, that's the Gruber 5K giveaway this Friday, March 7th on Truth with Sherwin Hughes on the award-winning 1017 The Truth. When we come back, the commonality between all the stories in my top 5 at 5.
Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris returns after this on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
The Horizon League Conference Tournament has arrived, and it is win or go home. On Thursday night, the Milwaukee Panthers host the Oakland University Golden Grizzlies in the quarterfinals.
Lob it back in for J. Mike, bounce it inside for Franklin, and Aaron Franklin gives the Panthers the lead, 67-66.
Scott Warris has the coverage Thursday starting at 6:30 p.m. on 1017 The Truth and the Milwaukee Panthers Sports Network from Learfield. Tip-off happens at 7 o'clock.
Attention families, Milwaukee Public Museum wants to remind you that Kohl's Thank You Thursdays are in full swing. Receive free access to MPM's permanent exhibits on the first Thursday of every month. Milwaukee Public Museum would like to thank Kohl's for their support and making this program possible. Visit MPM's website today for more information and to book your reservations. mpm.edu/KTYT. That's mpm.edu/KTYT.
Life's better with American Family Insurance. Because whether it's a family road trip in your dream car or hosting a family reunion in your dream home, we help you feel protected so you can enjoy those dreams with peace of mind. Save up to 23% when you bundle home and auto. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com.
Products not available in every state. Visit amfam.com to learn how discounts may apply to you. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
Donald Trump is out of control, stopping payments for health care and food for hungry kids, eliminating the Department of Education, and letting unelected billionaire Elon Musk fire anyone he wants and get access to your most private information. We need a Supreme Court justice who will keep them in check before they go too far. That's Judge Susan Crawford.
I'm Judge Susan Crawford. As a former prosecutor and now as a judge, I believe in protecting you, your family, and your right to privacy, and that women have the right to make their own decisions about their health care. Because to me, that's just common sense.
Donald Trump and Elon Musk are both backing Brad Schimmel. He'll do whatever they want. That's why we need Judge Susan Crawford, the common sense judge who will keep them in check. Judge Susan Crawford for Supreme Court. Paid for by Susan Crawford for Wisconsin. Crawford for WI.com.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 1017 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. 833-212-1017 is the number. Yes, I'm feeling a little better. Just a little better. Talking text line says, not in Milwaukee County. No. No, women. Women. No. Good try, Marte. Good try, Amos. All white people. And Amos got it right. All not in Milwaukee. But not in Milwaukee County, but not in Milwaukee. All of those stories are of people right, that are not here. So when y'all talk about crime don't happen in the suburbs, dude, turn the Beatles off. Like, really?
Joke's on you. I already turned it off before you told me. I was still just doing to the beat.
Weird. Now, that's what your brain does, right? I think he's fibbing. I think he was playing it. He was jamming.
It's off.
Listen. I think it's fibbing, jamming. But what happens is, you know the song, doom, 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 and you were moving your head and you were pausing the way the song goes, so my brain started playing the song. And I knew exactly what he was. It's kind of weird. Kind of weird your brain does that. Now, that's the dangerous part of your brain, too. It fills in stuff that's not there, and you think something is something, and it's not. Wow. 11? 11?
Oh, it's just...
Right, it's just your third finger.
But which one?
Not your middle finger. It's your third finger.
It's not.
It's your ring finger.
My ring finger.
Yeah. 1, 2, 3. Your third finger.
No, but it...
Thumbs don't count.
Filling in the blanks.
I know, but yet people do that. Like you hold up your finger, forget you. Oh my God! Like that's the wrong finger. It's my ring finger. I was showing you the ring on my finger, but people's brain goes, "Oh my God!" and they get offended, and they didn't even see something. That's why 24 or 25% accuracy of eyewitnesses. You know what I mean? Black people went to jail because white people eyewitnessed something, and at best, it was like 25%, and when you already think that people look alike. Now, if it's any consolation, black people think white people look alike too, right? White people think black people look alike too. White people come in all shapes, sizes, skin tones, hair color, eye color, just like black people come in all shades and sizes, but you're only susceptible to looking at people that look like you. But I digress. All these women was white. All of them didn't live in Milwaukee. So this lie people perpetuate and percolate. I don't want to come to Milwaukee because there's so much crime. You're an idiot. And here's what I say. Yeah, don't come to Milwaukee. Let us spend money here in our stores. Just like when I go to certain suburbs and they look at me like, what are you doing here? That's what I'm going to start doing to people when they come to Milwaukee. Where you from, West Bend? Go home. Where you from, Mequon? Go home. Go back to Ozaukee County, go back to Washington County, go back to Waukesha County. Beat it. Scram. Get out. But then people treat me bad because they always remind me, well, you're not from here. You're from Chicago. Even though I've been here for 31 years. You don't count. Okay. Take my money and spend it somewhere else. But yes, Amos, you're right. Marte, you're right. And the bottom line is crime is everywhere. And per capita, in some suburbs, it's worse because they got less people and the amount of crime they have is higher than it should be for any given town. So stop playing that game. Okay? Stop this. It is so safe in this town. No, it's not. Not for me. I remember telling somebody, like, I'm tired of getting stared at well, maybe they're looking at you because you're handsome. Stop it. They're looking at me because I'm black. That's what they're doing. Like, what are you doing in here? I'm tired of putting up with that crap. Tired of it. Dude, get off of, like, are you still stuck on Donald Trump? What is that? Like, what is that? I wrote an article that I'm putting on LinkedIn about energy. About energy. I just find it amazing the amount of energy we put into bashing Donald Trump and being mad at every little thing Donald Trump's. Like this same person wrote yesterday, every single comment they wrote about was about Donald Trump. But I'm sure if I ask, I would need one or two things that are very specific that the Democratic Party actually did for black people in the last 4 years. Not the generic, whoa, we got prescription drugs down. No, that's everybody. I'm talking about specifically for black people. And don't say school loans because it was for everybody. It's like somebody, if you're not living in Milwaukee in the 70s, which is kind of a dumb statement, when the Oasis Theater was open, you are a new person. That's dumb. That makes no sense. None. Makes absolutely no sense. Well, you have to be here in the 70s. Right. You have to be here in the 80s, in the 90s. If you weren't born in the 2000s, you weren't born in the 60s. Everybody has their era. Milwaukee has its era. Like, what? Makes no sense. But then I asked people, so why didn't you sign up if y'all, people that hate the police? If you didn't like the police, did you sign up to, change it, to work from within? Nope. You had people from out of state come and join your police department to serve and protect you where you were born and raised because you were too lazy to, or were you too scared? I don't know. Maybe your family didn't want you to. Probably just scared. Somebody said, that's just a joke, like defending the orange one. That is the stupidity that I'm talking about. The fact that you would think when you make a comment about something, you can either only defend or trash. You can't look at anything objectively. You can't look at anything and take it on its face. Or if it has merit, give it merit, but because you don't like the person, you trash it and them, even when it's good. If you had given that much energy to MPS, your children here in Milwaukee would not be as bad off as they are. The school board wouldn't be, the children wouldn't be, can't read, can't write, can't do arithmetic, don't know their names, can't write their names because they can't read. And you have the audacity, I don't care if you serve this country, that doesn't give you carte blanche or give you a side. See, another thing, we give veterans too much deference. Oh, you served this country. How long did you serve? Did you serve for, 20 years? Or did you do the average 4 to 6 years or something? Because I did 31 years. Didn't see you standing next to me. And you don't get more credence for serving the country, even though I do respect our veterans and thank you for your service. You don't get any more extra because you were a veteran than I would get because I was a law enforcement officer. I say that's garbage. You don't get to step up and be great because you were a veteran, so what? You get free health care, free medical, free this, free that. Low interest loan. You get all these benefits for spending 2, 3, 4 years doing something. And we spent 30 years doing it and barely have anything to show for it because that's not how our benefits work. My children are productive adults. So what? So are mine. I don't look for praise for my children being productive because that was the parents' job. Hey, guess what? Your daughter went to school and took a test and passed. Really? Why did I send her to school? To fail? Some things are just obvious is what I'm saying. And so we need to understand that in the end, it comes down to making sure you do your job. I don't have to trash a guy who trashes himself daily. Dude, you do it every day. I don't know if dude is a man or a woman. You do it every day. Every single day. You trash Donald Trump. If you gave that much energy to helping the kids at MPS, helping the teachers, helping the school board, making sure we didn't get taken advantage of by the last superintendent, make sure the superintendent that we have today that they just signed a contract for last night and now they're welcoming her. If we can make sure she does her job, guess what? In about 10 years, 20 years, we might have some absolutely outstanding, productive kids who will take over these businesses, take over government. Right? But instead, we give energy to stupid stuff. And yeah, I'm just making a sign. It's kind of cool. We give energy to stupid stuff. To Donald Trump, who don't even know you, who had nothing to do with the garbage schools you have in Milwaukee. And George, I don't care. People seem to think that if you don't agree with them 100%, then something's wrong with you. Like they want to tell you what your politics should be, what your voting should be. If you sound like you're this way or that way, you're wrong, you're this. Who cares what you would think? If anything, respect each other. But we don't do that. We complain and you got to think like this. Be black, you got to be like this, you got to do this. Right. When I see that in Milwaukee, all you talk about is everything black people don't have. You live in a house, you have a car, you got a job, married, got kids, they're doing great. But you live your life in the negative, as if you are responsible for an entire community when the best thing you could possibly do is take care of your own family. Show somebody else how to take care of their family. Don't take care of their family. Right? And then, and only then, can the whole community rise. When you become self-responsible and self-aware, you change habits. You change how you act, how you think, how you walk, how you talk, what you let pass, what's right, what's wrong. Because I'm going to tell you, Al was right, Sandra was right. You have trash in a community and you have given zero energy to that. Zero energy to budgets that are going up with the city. You're happy about a 4% decrease in crime? It's insulting. Now, I know they did it with less cops, but it's 4%. Makes no sense. Makes no sense. And the bottom line is, you judge things at the end, not as you're going through it. Right? You judge Biden at the end, not as he was going through it. You judge Trump at the end, not as they're going through it, so then you can make a comparison. Instead of ad hominem attacks of stupidity and dumb and all that. And I know I do it because, it's radio, it's entertainment. But the bottom line is, I never said I wasn't going to complain anymore. It was about a specific thing. It was a specific thing I wasn't going to complain anymore. But anyway, I just wasn't going to complain anymore. I have Pop Off Friday. Why would I say I wasn't going to complain anymore? George, stop it. Go somewhere and sit down. I know you're trying to start an argument or trying to be anti, and I know you don't like me, and I know you don't like anything I say, but come on. Come on. Speaking the truth about a fascist does not minimize anybody who sees him for what he is. Again, if you gave that much energy about calling him a fascist and wanting to get him out of office and he shouldn't have won and all that, if you had spent half that energy worried about MPS and doing something about it, we'd have phenomenal schools in Milwaukee. But you're too busy listening to what political parties tell you to do. And then you do it and you get nothing in return. And your schools are still terrible. They're still terrible. Your children are going to garbage schools. And you have nothing to say about it. Like, where's your energy now? And you do understand garbage in, garbage out. If you put in nothing, guess what you're going to get out of MPS? And our kids are too smart for that. When given the tools and the resources, and no, I'm not talking about money. Money. Anyway, somebody said, the Donald does something dumb daily. No need to trash. That type of talk. He don't even know you, number one. But if you say something, oh, you're taking up for him. I don't give a flip about Donald Trump. He's the president. There's nothing we can do about it. I think you just need to accept that. But the fact that you can't help yourself, or you think you're tweaking me about Donald Trump, I don't even care. I wish half the energy would go into MPS. If it did, you wouldn't have been sitting there screaming and hollering about MPS schools. Like you just noticed? You just noticed the schools were bad? You just noticed your kids' grades were bad? Or they were getting social promotion? Ridiculous. It's unfortunate. And so when we use talking points from the left and the right to make our point, and we haven't read anything, haven't looked at anything, are going with just the people that we like. So if you listen to Fox News all the time, or if you listen to CNN all the time, you're only going to get talking points because CNN only has Democratic lawmakers on and maybe one or two Republicans, and Fox News only has Republican lawmakers on and maybe one or two Democrats. When between the two of them, it's all entertainment anyway. They just want you to listen. And so the bottom line is in 4 years, neither one of these people is going to matter to you. Your schools are going to still be bad. And now with traffic, 34 minutes after the hour, here is Debbie Lazica.
Well, things are still slowing down out there. We've got southbound 43 slowing down right through the Marquette over the high-rise bridge down to the KK River. Northbound is slowing down from about the same place from the high-rise bridge all the way up to Keefe. We've also got southbound 41 slowing down from just south of Silver Spring down past Capitol Drive. Eastbound 94, watch for delays from about 76th Street all the way to 35th. Westbound is backed up from 25th Street all the way to Hawley Road. And checking the TMJ4 Storm King forecast. Tonight, snow showers and very windy, slippery spots with a low of 24. Then tomorrow, mostly sunny, breezy early with a high of 40. From the WTMJ Traffic Center, I'm Debbie Lazica on 101.7 The Truth.
Don't touch that dial. More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
At Great Impressions Graphics and Printing, they've been proudly serving the community for over 26 years. From their location at the corner of 54th and Burleigh in Milwaukee, their dedication to quality and customer satisfaction has made them a trusted name in printing and design. Great Impressions offer a wide range of services, including banners, posters, yard signs, business cards, programs, and postcards. Plus, they specialize in custom apparel printing, perfect for family reunions, sports outings, business promotions, and more. For your next project, visit greatimpress.com. That's greatimpress.com. Great Impressions. They're here when you need them.
Great Impressions, perceptions, everything.
Are record energy costs putting a squeeze on your fixed or limited incomes? With limited incomes not keeping up with the lingering effects of inflation, you might be one of tens of thousands of Wisconsin residents who are struggling to survive in the blistering heat of summer or the bitter cold of winter. While you haven't asked for it, the Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy assistance providers are here to help. No Wisconsin resident should ever have to face the challenge of living without heat or power or face homelessness. For a hand up, apply today and call 1-800-506-5596. That's 800-506-5596. Or visit www.kwwf.org.
Make history at the amazing 10th annual UNCF Mayor's Mass Ball on March 29th. Join Mayor Cavalier Johnson for an unforgettable evening that will transform lives. Every dollar raised helps promising local students achieve their college dreams through vital scholarships. This premier gala doesn't just celebrate our community, it builds future leaders. Be a part of Milwaukee's most meaningful social event of the year. Reserve your place now at uncf.org/MMB. That is uncf.org/MMB.
Earth Justice is a national legal nonprofit fighting to save lives, protect our climate, and strengthen our economy through the shift to zero emissions. Visit us at earthjustice.org. Earth Justice, because the earth needs a good lawyer.
Happy kids heal faster, and that's why Starlight is dedicated to improving the mental well-being of sick kids across the U.S. Learn how at starlight.org.
For general contest rules, visit 1017thetruth.com.
This Associated Bank Sports Update on 1017 The Truth is powered by ESPN Milwaukee. I'm Brandon Snide. The Milwaukee Bucks returned to action on Tuesday night and kept their winning ways intact as they knocked off the Hawks in Atlanta, 127-121.
Defense got back. Now he leaves it for Giannis. What a pass and a dunk. What a pass from Kyle Kuzma.
Giannis led the way with 26, and with that win, the Bucks improving to 35-25 on their season. Next up is Dallas tonight. Tip-off set for 7 p.m. at Pfizer Forum. Over to the NFL, where the Green Bay Packers have signed kicker Brandon McManus to a 3-year deal. According to ESPN's Adam Schefter, that is a $15.3 million deal. And lastly, we'll head over to college hoops as the 12th-ranked Wisconsin Badgers are in Minnesota tonight. Tip-off set for 7:30, as is the 20th-ranked Marquette Golden Eagles. They'll face UConn on the road. Tip-off for that game, 7:30 as well. The Sports Update brought to you by Associated Bank, proudly supporting your hometown teams. Member FDIC.
This is Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
This is the JB's monorail.
You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Y'all say crazy stuff on the talking text line. Is that an admit the orange fella and his nice I don't really care. I don't care. Y'all evil. Y'all some evil people on the talking text line. Some of this stuff I can't even read. The responsible journalists we have come to know will show up again one day. What are you even talking about? Oh, I don't agree with you 100%. And I don't trash Donald Trump, and I don't trash so I got to agree and do everything you say I should do. Otherwise, I'm not a responsible journalist. Well, that's kind of dumb. That's kind of dumb. The Donald is talking about World War III and still can't stay. So, y'all know we ain't having no World War III. So stop. It's like you pile stuff in and it's just talking point. It's like I could read the talking text line, but I see it on CNN right now. Like, really? Like, do you understand? Wait. You ready? So Evers is trying to trash tariffs, right? We need this extra money because tariffs are going to make people, well, they'll cause prices to go up. It'll be temporary because now everybody's come to the table and now they want to discuss, where are we going to meet at for these tariffs so the prices can come down? Because to be honest with you, America has more money than Canada. Americans on average have more money than But I don't know if their economy is as big as ours. I don't think so. I don't think their gross domestic product is as big as ours. They've been punking us for decades. We've had a $300 and something billion deficit with Canada, if not billion, with Canada because we've never been able, for some reason, to charge them. It's like people think, well, they're a small country, so we shouldn't charge them. No, absolutely not. They got their own markets, and they got their companies on our markets, and they make money in billions just like we. Makes no sense. So they think tariffs are unfair, but people charge us tariffs. We shouldn't charge people to send stuff here, but they charge us to send stuff there. And it's okay. Did you know that if you have a 25% tariff from something that comes from Canada to Wisconsin and it's a product, the tax is based on the total cost, including the tariff. The state of Wisconsin would actually make more money on things that come in through tariffs that have tariffs on them because the tariff went up to 25%. So they would charge, I don't know, 5.6 or whatever, 7.9 if you're in Milwaukee, whatever. They'll be able to charge sales tax, state tax on that particular product because what? Because it came from Canada and the tariff is 25%. So whatever. So if it was 25%, it costs $1, and now it costs $1.25. I'm taxing $1.25, not just $1. So you actually pay more. You actually make more in taxes. But for some reason, that's dumb. Did we know World War II was coming in 1930? Well, kind of, yeah, we actually did. We saw what worked its way up to it, and we saw, who said tariffs go both ways? Are you even listening to what I said? Evidently not. And I understand it's a delay. But I actually said tariffs go both ways. Some people just can't help themselves. They just have to. They just have to. Oh, it's funny. Did we know that World War II was coming in 1930? Yes, we did. You learned from World War I all the things that led up to it and all the European things and going back and forth, right? We chose to get in World War II. And then we got brought into it with my brain's not working, Pearl Harbor later on. And then we bombed Japan, like all those things that occurred, right? Even before that, when Europe and Great Britain and all, they were getting bombed and all, like it's like, and if you have a military background, and I mean you, not, right? You should know that. You should know the history of that. Come on. I said 1930, not 1939. I didn't say 1939. What are you talking about? Catch up. Watch us on YouTube. It's much faster. No, that's me and the caller just chopping it up because we do that. So people get mad or keep it. We go back and forth every day, and it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. Now, Fonz is saying some stuff. I'll be like, dude, what are we doing? So the caller blames airplane crashes every other day. Black history is illegal in schools and all trash. But first of all, black history ain't illegal in school. They got rid of DEI. We be talking about black history, and if they don't like it, too bad. I'm sorry. Like, I don't understand what y'all doing. Plane crashes are plane crashes. FAA had nothing to do with some of those plane crashes. It was coming down to pilot error. The one in Chicago, pilot error. And we're paying attention more because of the crashes. But I don't know if you could take 45 days and blame Donald Trump for something that's been going on for 20 years. We've been short ever since they got deregulated. So recognize, anyway, consumers will feel the crunch from dumb Donald's policy. Yes, for a minute. The market's going to go down. You should probably invest some money because it'll be cheap and on sale. And for about, well, but I don't know, because the other countries are starting to come to the table and it'll force down the tariff price and all that stuff. So, you know, y'all should keep up with the news like I keep up with the news. You can stop complaining and stop crying and doing all that stuff and actually keep up with the news. I'm just saying. 833-212-1017 is the number. Winky, where you been, man? You're on 101.7.
Oh, man.
Where you been? You usually call and get mad at me, and then you scream and holler, and you hang up on me, and then you don't want to talk about me. Then I hear you on.
I think you hung up on me last.
I didn't hang up on you.
I think you
was on Sherwin's show hollering at me and bad mouthing me and stuff. But that's okay.
No, that's not the truth, brother.
That is true.
That's not the truth, brother.
This is the truth.
I'd like to know what. But let me get to your point, though. Let me get to your point. Yes, sir. You were talking about the tariffs. I don't think there's nothing wrong with that. And what people need to realize is that this president that we got in office right now has only been in office for, 40 days. I mean, the man first 100 days ain't even in, and we're looking for change for the aid calls. We're looking for inflation to drop automatically. The dude got in January 20th. February 20th made his first 30 days. We haven't even made 60 days yet. I mean, let's see what the cat going to do. Now, one thing I would like to say this, when they were talking about the tariffs, Mr. Green got up and made us look bad. I don't want people like Mr. Green standing up and representing us because it made us look bad in a whole, man. I mean, Al Green made us look real bad because everybody ain't subscribing to his ideology. And white folk got a habit of throwing us all in the same bucket. So he needed to have just sit down. I don't think John Lewis would have did it. I don't think Martin would have did it. I don't think Malcolm. I don't think.
Remember. First of all, some of those people aren't elected officials. But if you notice, he was the only black elected official that did it. Nobody else did it. That's one. Number two, if you disrespect the president, regardless of who it is, during that session, they will throw you out. They don't care if you black or white.
Remember the little dude that did that to Obama?
Right.
And he never won. He was a one-term dude. The white folks didn't even want him back at home when he went back to get voted in. They made him a one-term dude.
That screamed and called him
Green.
Yeah.
Yes, I don't know what's wrong with. I'm not subscribing to that, man.
Stop letting black people represent you. Why you get upset? Because he a black man that did it. He's just an elected official. Stop doing
that.
Listen, why do you care if white people think that about you?
Well, because I think we can play our hand a little bit better than that, man. Hey, man, look, I think we got an opportunity, and all black folk that are in charge and in leadership positions to do something. We are in position that we'll never get a chance again, Dr. Ken.
Well, to be honest with you, we've been waiting on Democrats to give us a chance, and we're still waiting.
That's right.
You're going to have to hang on. You're going to have to tell Donald Trump, this is what I want.
That's correct. But who have we got to represent us with that kind of? See, Green with all of his antics could possibly take that to the table and say that. But he's a clown. He did that, man.
No, don't call him a clown. Don't call him a clown for being emotional.
Well, we need somebody to. Okay.
Come on, man.
I'll abstain from that.
Okay.
I'll abstain from that.
All right, you got about 30 seconds.
Okay, this is the deal. We need representation, and without representation, our people are going to continuously pound and hold the fist in the air and be unsatisfied and looking for something because there's no representation over there. You say it all the time in your speech. All right, man, I got to go. Thank you.
More of Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harrison is next on 101.7 The Truth, The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Truth Nation, it's your boy Tory Lowe, and I need to let you know the award-winning Tory Lowe Show can now be streamed live on YouTube every day from 1 to 4. I am now bringing all the smoke on YouTube every single weekday. I need you to go to YouTube right now and subscribe to 1017 The Truth and check out the award-winning Tory Lowe Show live every afternoon. Milwaukee Black Talk is now streaming live on YouTube. Now that's powerful.
With major changes coming out of Washington, our Wisconsin Supreme Court could be the last line of defense for our rights. The ACLU Voter Education Fund does not endorse or oppose candidates, but wants you to cast an informed vote in the Wisconsin Supreme Court election. So where do the candidates land on issues like abortion? Here are the facts. Brad Schimmel stated he supports banning abortion. Susan Crawford supports access to reproductive health care and successfully protected abortion rights while representing Planned Parenthood in Wisconsin. On April 1st, Wisconsin voters will make a critical decision about the future of abortion in our state. To learn more about the Wisconsin Supreme Court candidates, visit aclu.org/WI2025. Paid for by ACLU Voter Education Fund, 212-549-2500. Not authorized by any candidate or candidate's agent or committee.
ACLU Voter Education Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
Ready to buy your first house, move into your forever home, or simply refinance? At Associated Bank, they've got you. With the right lending plan and guidance, you can achieve your dreams. Your financial goals are closer than you think, and Associated Bank is excited to help you reach them. Learn more at associatedbank.com/lending or ask a banker for details. Subject to credit approval, member FDIC, equal housing lender.
American Family Insurance is a lot like Captain America. He protects the world.
It's just doing my job.
And we help protect your dreams with amazing auto and home coverage. American Family Insurance. Get a quote and find an agent at amfam.com. And see Marvel Studios' Captain America: Brave New World.
Suit up. We need to move.
In theaters February 14th. This film is not yet rated.
Products not available in every state. American Family Mutual Insurance Company, SI, and its operating company, 6000 American Parkway, Madison, Wisconsin.
What's poppin', Truth Nation? It's your girl, Noni Juice, from my friends at Steinhafels. Your home is more than a place. It's a reflection of you. Make it uniquely yours during Steinhafels' Make It Your Own event. From bold statement pieces to timeless classics, find your perfect fit for your style. Personalize colors and fabrics to make every piece your own. Save up to $800, and with Steinhafels' 18-month financing, making your room yours just got more affordable. The Make It Your Own event, only at Steinhafels and steinhafels.com.
You are listening to Truth in the Afternoon with Dr. Ken Harris on 1017 The Truth app, and 1017thetruth.com.
Well, I want to say thank you for letting me pop off on Wednesday. I'll be taking tomorrow off. I will be at an event for the Milwaukee County Sheriff moderating a town hall. So I will be indisposed to be at the Clinton Rose Center from 3 till 4:30. So I'll be representing myself. I was graciously asked to do that, and I want to say thank you to Sheriff Ball and her command staff, and I look forward to it, and see you on Friday. You're listening to Truth in the Afternoon. I'm your host, Dr. Ken Harris. Tori Lowe, the analysis? Is it Tuesday or Thursday? Oh, wait, today is Wednesday. Okay, I'm just kidding. The analysis is coming on, and make sure you check them out. And then later on, you'll get the Tori Lowe Show, and on throughout the night. I'll see you in about 22 hours. Hey, God bless. Take care. It's snowing. It's raining. It's snow. This is crazy outside. Slow down. You heard Debbie Lazaga. Slow down. Take it easy. And I'll see you on tomorrow. God bless. Take care. I'm out.